Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! Woo! Shocktober continues! Retro Review episode 38. Tonight we're reviewing The Lost Boys.
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not envy.
Is that what they're...
I think they're saying all of the 7 deadly sins. Thou shalt not.
Thou shalt not covet. I thought thou shalt nots were all the 10 commandments. Though.
Covet thy neighbor's wife.
That's definitely a 10 commandment.
You're right, it is the 10 commandments. I was wrong.
It's cool. They're singing something. It was weird. Creepy, moody.
Oh, but first things first.
Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. TryWink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine or cider. I wonder if they're going to add other things. Beer, maybe?
Sure. Microbrews.
Brews. Microbrews. Sure, Moira.
Second thing second.
Yes.
Please subscribe, share. Thanks for joining us on this Shocktober journey. Very exciting.
Yes. Also, thank you to our Patreon subscribers. Yes. $5 a month more gets you early access. We've added a bunch of exciting, fun, new tiers, so make sure to check that out. There's lots of fun new things for you guys to get. Only on Patreon. I like that. That's a good...
Instead of OnlyFans?
Oh my god. Well, yes. I mean, Patreon and OnlyFans are basically the same. It's just OnlyFans is different content.
So, The Lost Boys, 80s vampire campy comedy horror classic that Andrew had never seen.
Never seen. Or really heard of, except for you mentioning it.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Lost Boys is super famous. Love Lost Boys.
I mean, a lot of people know about it. Yeah. I just, it was never, ever crossed my path.
Right. But it's your kind of horror movie, right? Was I right in that respect?
Oh, certainly. Especially now.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Back then, vampire anything, that was a no.
Even Buffy?
Never watched Buffy.
For some reason, vampires I was okay with. There was enough rules.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm cool.
They changed the rules a little in this one.
They did change the rules a little in this one.
But just a little.
Oh, yeah, for some reason, vampires I was okay with.
Okay.
I found them to be more mysterious and intriguing than scary. Immortality. So Joel Schumacher's vampire classic. I love him.
Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
He has a similar campy aesthetic that we appreciate.
Well, and I feel like I'm more recently appreciating Joel Schumacher. I feel like at the time, I clumped him in with a Michael Bay and sort of just, like stupid action movies.
Right.
I don't know why, maybe that was his 90s period. But then you go back and you're like, oh, he did like St. Elmo's Fire and Lost Boys and all of these things.
I didn't really like St. Elmo's Fire.
No?
Not really.
It certainly wasn't my favorite of like that.
I found it kind of boring.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember being so over the top. And can remember when Demi Moore is just like crying in her room with the windows open and she's just like, my life. And then Rob Lowe like breaks in with his saxophone and is like, ah, everything was like so dramatic.
No, I don't really remember that.
Have you seen St. Elmo's Fire?
I'm pretty sure. But I remember Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember any of that. So like I could certainly watch it
Rewatch
again,
it.
perhaps. Ooh, spoiler alert.
Yes.
If you haven't seen this movie, I would say you could watch it.
I would say definitely go watch it. Lost Boys is great.
It was really fun.
Like, campy and dynamic and so much fun. It does a great job of mixing comedy and horror.
Yeah.
And like gore, but it's like fun gore.
It's not particularly gory though, really either.
It's cartoonishly over the top.
Which is why I liked his Batman and Robin.
Joel Schumacher mostly gets it.
Mostly gets it. But there's no blood. There's glitter.
There's glitter blood.
But
there's a lot of like, a guy like boils in the bathtub, there's...
Fair.
It's
sure.
grotesquely over the top.
A little bit, but just a little.
Just a little.
There's a lot worse things you could watch in terms of gore.
Go watch The Thing. The original. Yes! Or The Howling. It's a bunch of movies I wish we could do, but you'd be too scared.
I've seen The Thing, or at least a good chunk of it.
I think you've already admitted that you have not seen the whole thing, because it was scary.
I maybe.
But anyway, Lost Boys. So campy. The cast is so fantastic.
Diane Least.
I mean, that's really was the clincher.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
oh.
And Diane Wiest.
I mean, it was funny because I literally didn't really know anything about this except you could be like, oh my god, it's a campy vampire movie. And I was like, okay, well, sure. And
it's a gang of sexy punk rock vampires. Hello?
But so it comes on and it's like Joel Schumacher. I go, what? And Diane Wiest, what? I got very excited. I was in.
And she delivers.
Oh my god, does she?
She really grounds the movie and takes it seriously.
Yes.
Like she feels like a real adult parent person, fully rounded, present.
Yes.
And yet, it makes sense. The things are happening that are so fantastical and crazy, but she is still present and trying to, manage her kids and everything.
I mean, I will say her mother character in this really reminded me of Parenthood. I mean, the haircut's the same.
Yes. Well, she has problem children in that as well,
yes.
And she's trying to be their friend and be a friendly parent instead of a taskmaster.
I love that conversation. Are we friends? Well, that's okay. So why don't we be friends? Let's talk.
Let's talk like friends do.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? You're clearly on drugs or turning into a vampire.
We could talk about anything you wanted to talk about.
I have more serious things in my mind than girls in school. There's things I'm dealing with that you can...
Things I wouldn't understand.
Take off your sunglasses, Michael.
Yeah.
Come on, Michael.
My God. Oh, I would love to see a counter of the number of times they say Michael in this movie.
I think I looked it up, and I want to say it was like 118.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You're right, Margot. Michael! 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 Michael!
Michael.
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 Come with us, Michael.
We get Jamie Gertz. We get Jason Patrick. We get Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh.
Love him so much. Alex Winter from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The little one. The little vampire that they kill first in the cave.
Oh.
People are like, who's that guy?
Yeah, with the horrible wig.
That does not narrow it down.
The horrible wig?
The one with the horrible wig.
It was the most horrible,
It
though.
was the most horrible. It seemed to be his hair and then extensions that made it a mullet.
It was weird.
It wasn't good.
No. No, it was not.
And the two Corys, so fabulous.
Which one was which?
So Corey Feldman was one of the Frog Brothers.
Right.
Vampire.
Oh my god.
Corey Haim is Sam, the younger brother.
It was, I thought, so great.
Corey Haim was amazing. He really had it, and unfortunately Hollywood ate him, and it's really a shame. But we're just going to focus on how fabulous he was, because he's so charismatic and charming and adorable.
Yeah.
And just, so good in this. But yeah, this is the first movie with the two Corys. That became a thing where they made a bunch of movies together.
Gotcha.
They were both named Corey. They also were friends. It was a thing.
Sure.
License to Drive, Dream a Little Dream. Dream a Little Dream is their Freaky Friday.
Oh, like body swap.
And he swaps with Jason Robards. You know who Jason Robards is. If I showed you the picture,
I'm sure.
you'd be like,
I'm sure.
That guy.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes.
What do I know him from?
24?
I mean, I've seen an episode.
Stand By Me?
Sure.
He's Ace.
Okay.
And that's the same hair. I mean, like it's bleach.
Right.
Like
okay.
bleach blonde.
I mean, I obviously know the name, but I don't know if
I think what else you would know him from. I don't know.
I don't either. I might not know other than just like having heard the name.
He's famous.
Because obviously it's a very unique name.
He's Donald Sutherland's son.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yes. So I don't know what you would know him from, but Stand By Me and now this.
Sure.
Oh, Freeway?
Don't think I've ever seen it.
Eye for an Eye?
No.
The Sally Field, You Killed My Daughter, I'm gonna
I haven't seen it.
Revenge You movie?
We've just talked about it.
No, we've talked about Not Without My Daughter, which is a different Sally Field
Revenge
daughter movie. You've seen Stand By Me.
Yes, but not for a very, very long time. Like it was never. Some people watched it like a million times. I've seen it once, twice.
Great.
That's one with the train.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and sort of the Santa Cruz Boardwalk, which is in this is Santa Clara. Santa Clara?
Yes, Santa Clara.
Santa
Clara, whatever, I don't know.
Clara.
I think it was Carla. Santa Clara is a real place.
I
feel like it was Santa Carla and it was weird. I was like, what is this place? Like it was a fake place.
To me, it's always just, but it's Santa Cruz, the murder capital of the world. So we're at the carnival. We get to meet Kiefer Sutherland's vampire hair metal rat tail.
Oh yes, his group is
Band.
creepily walking along the Ferris.
So many
the
adults on the carousel.
The carousel. It was odd. And so was that girl that that was Star?
No.
It wasn't.
That was the girl later who was in the car with her boyfriend who was trying to kiss her, but she was just having so much fun laughing at that comic.
Right.
That she could not. She was just cackling over it.
And then they murdered both of them.
And then they murdered them. I think he was trying to sort of entice her like he had enticed Star.
Sure.
Right? Like,
yeah.
oh, come.
Ooh, you want to
come
join
with
our
me.
gang?
Join the gang.
Yeah, and then she was like, I'm
but
with
the
this
boyfriend
guy.
was like, fuck you.
Yeah. And then the cop was like, I told you never come back here. And then he gets murdered. Can we talk about the weird helicopter noises as they come down to murder people? It was like a chopper. It was like, and the wind, and it was like a helicopter was landing.
They were setting an ambiance.
Can we talk about the like crazy, shaky helicopter shots? There were a lot of them.
I think it was, hey, look at this new technology. We can.
Was it new?
I'm sure that there was some technological advance in that sort of thing that they were excited about.
Well,
they used it a lot.
A
And
lot.
also, I think it was supposed to set this tone of flying vampires.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a large part of it. It was supposed to give us this perspective of like, ooh, the vampires are coming from above, almost their point of view, but not quite.
Right.
But then also like, let's set the moody tone of ooh, the fog coming in and like all of that kind of stuff. So I get it, I guess, but it was so shaky. And then also when the reverse shot of the waves.
They were trying to. They really. I don't know. They didn't have the money. They shot this movie in 3 weeks.
Wow. Good for them. I mean, it makes sense. That's how it should be done. You know?
Have a shot list. Get it done.
It doesn't need to be expansive to be effective. Like we saw with Tremors, you know? Sometimes big budgets get in the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Focus on what's important. Focus on telling the story.
Well, and I've always said that less money makes you more creative.
Absolutely.
Okay, how do we get around this, or how can we invent something, or create or paint it in a certain way that like is going to be less expensive but more creatively done.
Yeah.
So Santa Cruz, it's Santa Cruz. And Diane Wiest and her 2 sons have moved
driving
there
in.
after her divorce.
Now, I think you're really gonna like living in Santa Carla.
It really sets the tone. This kind of a cheeky song,
Sure.
right? Oh, people are strange, and they're showing all these punk rockers and all these great costumes
Oh my
and,
God.
and
Yeah, really setting
characters.
the scene.
The whole soundtrack is fabulous. It's like In Excess, like all these great bands.
Well,
like,
it
show
definitely did a good job of setting a mood with soundtrack.
Yeah, I do miss like the ostentatiousness of 80s fashion. I mean, Alex Winter's jacket is a piece of art. Patchwork of, there's like a Mona Lisa on it, there's tassels, there's this. It's like it's like How to Make an American Quilt, but like the punk rock jacket version. And I was fascinated. And I just really miss this sort of brash, ostentatious, just like my hair is fucking ugly, I'm wearing 8 coats, and like they don't fit, and half of it's from a thrift store, and I've got all these pins, and I've got like 3 earrings, but none on that. It was a lot, and I appreciated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like the dirty side of the 80s,
Absolutely.
It's that Stranger Things 80s.
Right.
Where it's like that sort of like cutesy version of it or whatever. This is like the gritty,
grungy,
underbelly of the 80s where you're like, yeah.
Billy Idol 80s.
I'm sure that your reference point for Billy Idol is Wedding Singer, though.
I mean, definitely. That's at least my introduction.
Nah, Glenn doesn't deserve her. All he cares about are possessions. Even women are possessions to him.
See, Billy Idol gets it. I don't know why she doesn't get it.
So yeah, they come to a new town, and they move in with Grandpa.
Crazy old Grandpa.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, and all of his taxidermied animals.
And just, this house, I really like. It's not like traditionally my kind of house.
Oh no.
But the big open, staircase and the giant foyer and the kitchen is huge. It's just like, it's got a lot of space. It feels like a great lake house, a great like summer cabin. I just like, oh, and then we went up to the cabin.
Sure, I don't care for it, but I liked the artistic design of it.
You like, if it was an Airbnb, you'd be like,
Nope. I'd probably be like, no, that looks like a murder house. Absolutely not.
This is a pretty cool place.
There for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Not my jam. But I liked the art direction.
Yeah.
It told me what I needed to know.
Well, and then I think really the highlight.
I know exactly where you're going. And I think it has to do with the saxophone.
When I first saw this movie, even little baby me was like, what is this though? What's happening? I do love how Joel Schumacher, sometimes less subtly or more subtly, here and there, does sneak in little gay things.
Oh yeah, I mean, little gay things.
This is very evident. So yeah, oiled up, sexy sax player, Tim Capello. Oh my God. So he's just like famous for being a saxophone player.
Wow. And he's up on stage at this boardwalk.
This outfit.
Writhing naked.
This is right out of like Warriors or something.
Oh
it feels
God.
very, just like everyone's like, yes! His long hair is luxuriously, just like smooth, glistening chest with the tights.
The
and
purple tights. And
codpiece with all these chains.
Yeah.
Just like, saxophone.
Yeah.
Because you know what's sexy?
I mean,
Saxophone.
in the 80s. Avaryl, like, have you not seen Wish Upon?
Your dad is like serious hot sauce. Like sriracha hot.
Yeah, saxophone is not sexy. Like, it's just not.
Why not? He's good with his mouth. I feel like sax has always been known as like a thing. Ooh, like,
Saxophone music, to me, is cheesy, sexy music.
Sure.
It's not sexy. I mean, this scene just goes on for
a very long time.
like a real long time.
Yeah. And then Diane Wiest walks into like a movie store because she sees the kid.
It's a video store.
Yeah.
She saves that. She just can't help but save people.
Yes.
She is Wendy.
Yeah.
She is the ultimate mother.
Yes. Well, we have to have her.
We simply have to.
Oh, we have to have Diane. We have to have her.
We just have to have her.
We simply have to have her.
Oh my god. We have to have Matthias Gunners. We have to have Matthias. We have to have her.
And now I'm like imagining a vampire movie starring Matthias.
Oh.
And I'm here for it.
Oh, he'd be really good in
Right?
it. Yes.
Some sort of Anne Rice Interview with the Vampire.
Yes.
That sort of vampire.
But you know else what I would really like is more female vampires.
Sure.
It's typically always men.
Traditionally. But there are vampire ladies.
Like, I'm just
Here and
thinking,
there.
like, now I want, like, a Kate Winslet, really more Kate Blanchett.
Ooh, yes.
Maybe even Diane Wiest. Maybe Glenn Close. What would a Glenn Close vampire movie look like? I don't know, but I kind of want to find out.
Take my money.
Yeah, right?
Right now.
Right?
I would love it.
Like the First Wives Club, but with vampires.
Now that is a great idea. Yes. No, but is it sort of a combination of like Witches of Eastwick
Sure.
/ First Wives Club, but like with vampires instead of witches?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because who's their husbands that they've let, because youth isn't really an issue anymore.
Right.
Right, they're not leaving them for younger women.
No.
So what's the angle? Is it the First Wives Club they've all been sired by the same, male vampire, so it's like they're all part of the same harem, but then they like come together for Witches of Eastwick, but
perhaps, or they all get left by their husbands for younger women.
So they become vampires to take revenge. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the tone is like a percentage of Desperate Housewives.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, I think that could be fun. Cool.
But Diane Wiest is looking for a job, and we get to meet Edward Herrmann, who,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do. I do know him because I asked you while we were watching it.
He's in Richie Rich.
Love it.
That's usually your
His
reference
voice
point.
was just like a.
And it's Richie Rich.
That's not true.
Christine Ebersol.
That's definitely how I knew her.
His character is really interesting to me. He's like this adult person that's dressing so 80s, so trying to dress young, trying to look cool, trying to be hip in a way. Like he's got these oversized jackets on. He's not punk rock, ing it or whatever, but he looks like he's trying to be trendy.
Sure.
Right? For his store, I guess. Anyway, it's just like an interesting...
Or for his persona.
Or for his persona. I mean, that spoiler alert.
We already did that.
That's true, we did. So the coat, I do want to talk a lot about the coats.
Okay.
I mean, we get Edward Herrmann's like oversized checkered big shouldered coat. We already talked about Alex Winter's coat,
Right.
which honestly should be in a museum. I mean, it was fascinating. And then Corey Haim's like floor length Georgia O'Keeffe like desert striped coat. It just had a vibe of like, I'm a lesbian in the desert. Look at this coat. It was really good. I was into it. It was also like bigger than him.
Sure.
His outfits were so bizarre.
They were, but I really kind of liked it.
I was obsessed.
It gave
Like,
the
very
character...
graphic, very,
Yes.
you know, he's into comics. It wasn't literally comic, but it was very graphic and bright and colorful and prints, and he was like bold.
Yes.
He was a bold
Yes.
fashionista.
It gave him a lot of personality. And I was like, oh, this kid knows who he is and what he likes and likes and, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they did come from Arizona.
Phoenix.
So, you know, I'm not wrong with the desert idea.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I didn't think about that till just now.
They had a trip to Flagstaff or Sedona maybe. And
Yeah.
that was... Yeah.
I could see him having a turquoise jewelry phase.
Oh my God.
And that's why the American Indian is responsible for the turquoise jewelry movement.
Oh, well, and speaking of coats, we haven't talked about Sergeant Pepper's little kid.
Oh my God, with the...
It's like military, like, it was very, I mean, I liked it.
Sure, it was very weird. Like, where did this coat come from? It's made for a child-ish, like a child 4 years older than this person.
Right. There was a real coat story in this movie.
There was a...
Michael buys the leather jacket. Remember, he's on the boardwalk and he buys a leather jacket.
I don't remember that.
It's like a quick little thing because he's trying to, you know, look.
He's trying to look cool. He's trying to
look
blend
cool. It's also performative. Corey Feldman's performance is so over the top and silly and fun.
in. The way that they're like, the spine on him in the comic book store.
It's a pretty cool place. If you're a Martian.
Or a vampire.
Are you guys sniffing on newsprint or something?
Vampires.
Oh my God,
I mean,
vampires
that really
are
was
everywhere.
more Penny Marshall than Corey Feldman, but being a vampire's hard! Gotta sleep all day! When do you get your chores done?
There is a lot of performance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Everyone's doing so much. Kiefer Sutherland, he's got hungry eyes. Not just because he's hungry for blood.
No, thirsty for blood.
He's also thirsty. Like everyone, he's like eye fucking everybody.
It's true.
Just making extreme eye contact with everyone.
Yeah.
He's singularly focused.
Michael.
Drink some of this, Michael. Be one of us.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah, so they're at the boardwalk and Michael is following Star.
Jamie Gertz and her big screen. Well, no, she was in Solar Babies before this.
Oh, wow.
That's true. I forgot about that. And so was Jason Patrick. She's, I guess, most famous for Less Than Zero. She's the girlfriend in Twister.
Oh my God, she is! The newscaster lady.
Yep.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so he's chasing her. Oh, do you want to
Go for a ride?
Go for a ride. And she's about to get on. Do we think she was going to kill him?
I think she is their honey trap.
Right.
So she is luring...
The siren call.
Yeah, she's luring men for them to then either eat or, you know...
Join the gang.
But who gets to join the gang? I think Kiefer Sutherland was, like, into Michael.
I don't know. I never really fully got that vibe.
Because it's Joel Schumacher, I'm willing to read between the lines.
Sure.
And I think yes. He's possessive of Jamie Gertz, but it doesn't seem particularly to be in a sexual way.
No, not really.
He's not like, and let's make out, or like, he's not like forcing her to be with him.
No, and for all we know, we don't even know if she was with him. Like,
exactly.
Who brought her in?
I don't know. Maybe Kiefer is also fluid. I'm not sure.
Sure.
But I think he's into Michael.
Maybe.
You are one of us, Michael!
Then we get to see their lair for the first time.
Yes.
With the maggot rice and the chow mein worms.
So this was more brain tricks, right?
Yeah. So I think they can glamour you and sort of...
and make you think things.
Make you think things. This part always really creeped me out as a kid. The maggot rice.
Sure.
I was upset by it.
It's upsetting.
I didn't like it.
Oh, and then it would make it hard to eat takeout Chinese food for a while unless it was in a very well-lit room. I haven't really thought about this a lot until now.
Okay.
What's his name?
Edward Herrmann.
Yeah, Edward Herrmann.
Max.
Yes, is the head vampire.
He's the head vampire.
Of this clan?
Yes.
Of the town?
He's Peter Pan.
Sure. So they're the only vampires.
In this town.
Because at the very
It's
end...
their turf.
But at the very end, Grandpa's like, that's the only problem with Santa Carla. All the vampires.
All these goddamn vampires.
But you know, see you later, alligator. It was that. I mean,
It was so good.
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
That made it
I
seem
would
like
say
there
that-
were more vampires to be found, and this was just this gang.
There probably were throughout the years. You know, Edward Herrmann probably became the head vampire after he had been changed by so-and-so. Maybe they moved on. You know, I think there's more vampires in this world.
Well, if he's Peter Pan in Never Neverland, then, you know, like, he's going on and on. So then he latched on to these lost boys that he found this group of motorcycles.
Lost boys. I mean, there is a lot of subtext to be dissected from this Joel Schumacher film. The real sexy shirtless poster of Rob Lowe in Corey Haim's bedroom.
Questions.
But he also has Molly Ringwald, so who knows?
Right. They just, you know, he likes the movies of the era.
But then they also, when they're in the video store later, have that really big cardboard poster of Kiss of the Spider-Woman, which also has gay themes.
Yes.
It's there if you look for it.
I would say this movie, in some ways, is less homoerotic than Batman and Robin.
Oh.
Certainly less than The Covenant.
Certainly less.
The Covenant was much more overt. So they're in this cave of wonders. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Apparently a lot, and a lot of
It
wonders.
just really seamlessly connected those two Disney movies.
Yeah. Anyway, this was confusing to me because Kiefer Sutherland is just constantly very brightly lit, as if there was a spotlight at all times.
He brings his own lighting.
No, is this more another glamour trick that he's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna make you see me in a spotlight?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
He's
the star.
He's thinking about his lighting.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I'm gonna
But
trick
of
your brain
course.
into seeing me this way.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because he's in a throne.
Sure.
Everyone else is dimly lit. Spotlight. Yes, glamour shot. It's me.
Yeah. So is he Rufio?
Yes, most definitely.
Rufio.
Rufio! Rufio!
Now that is definitely on the list.
For Glenn Close's cameo as a sailor alone. As a pirate, yes. Yes. Michael. Come with us, Michael. Michael.
So quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more charming vampires.
But he drinks the
blood, the wine.
And, you know.
I should have been drinking wine.
Oh, shit.
Oh well, we're not vampires now. That was our one chance, we blew it.
Drinks the blood and is in sort of this, you know, fog of
Sure.
ganging and vampiring.
And try and get him to then feed.
Yes.
So that he can then become a full vampire.
Yeah.
And part of the crew.
Part of the Lost Boys.
So is he John? Right?
Well, Sam is certainly Michael.
Yeah, he's the little one.
Right, with the
And I
teddy
think-
bear.
Yeah.
And the cannonball in his pants.
Yeah. That was who I was in the play in school.
Didn't know that?
I had a little onesie on stage.
How old were you?
18.
Do you have pictures?
Yes.
Really?
I have at least a picture of a curtain call. And I also did the set design for it.
Fab.
Because I'm gay.
Because you're talented and creative.
Sure. Love it.
Oh, can we talk about Nanook? Okay,
Yes.
so the movie starts, and there's a dog.
Oh my
It's
God.
adorable. And Andrew immediately leans over to me and said, "Is the dog all right?" And I said, "Yes, the dog is going to be fine." I ain't got
Oh my
a
God,
home.
oh my God.
And he's just singing the whole song and having
Pretty
the best
cute.
time. He's so cute. He's so charismatic
Yeah.
and fun.
Yeah.
And Michael is having urges to eat him. And he's going, it's really well shot on the cheap. It's like the lighting is really well done and sort of the sound design of like the heart beating, and that's when he's like needing to feed. Like they do a lot of business with not a lot of stuff.
Sure.
And so Michael he's coming up the stairs, he's gonna eat Corey Haim, you know, he's gonna bite him or whatever. And the dog just, and you know, I mean, the first time I saw this movie, I did not have a friend to tell me, don't worry, the dog's gonna be okay. Very upset. The dog jumps out, attacks him. We just hear a big scuffle or whatever. And I was like, oh my God.
To be fair, I guess vampires don't really have any, it's not like they're gonna drink dog blood.
But they tend to have super strength or whatever, you know, and no soul.
He could hurt the dog.
He could hurt the dog. That's fair. He wouldn't turn the dog into a vampire.
Or kill the dog.
This isn't Blade Trinity, which we should probably do next year.
Nanook. What about Nanook? What'd you do to my dog, you asshole?
What'd you do to my dog, asshole?
This performance was really great.
Yeah.
You're creature of the night, Michael. Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
You're a goddamn vampire, Michael. Wait till Mom hears about this. Like, it's just so funny and such a good, like, whatever, 14, 15-year-old's perspective on...
My brother turned into a vampire.
You know, what would... In the middle of the movie, Andrew goes, what would you do if your brother turned into a vampire?
It's weird.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But I do love, in these kinds of movies, when characters are just on board. Like, we're on board. There's a vampire,
well, and he's
on board.
He's on it.
He's like, I'm gonna lock myself in my room.
Yep.
You're not gonna murder me. I know what's up. I got my dog with me.
Yep.
But anyway, Michael then takes off to go try and figure out what's happening to me. Star, what's happening to me? Star, what is happening to me? And then they have a real sexy 80s Dante's Cove.
Oh my God.
Through the lace sex scene.
Sex scene. This through the lace. I mean, through the gauzy fabric. Ooh, through the lace.
Oh, well, this was weird. So he comes into the cave, and Star is like hugging some sort of doll, which is odd. And Laddie, the little Sgt. Pepper 6-year-old?
Right.
7?
Yeah.
Is asleep, like, next to her on the bed.
Yeah.
And then Michael comes in, and they have a whole conversation, and then they fuck around the lace canopy. So I thought that was weird, because, like, the child is clearly still sleeping, and they're just, like, fucking in a big open cave. But, you know, anyway. And then they sort of fuck into heaven. Remember there's, like, those weird, like, shots above the clouds as the song is playing?
More
and it's, like,
foggy, but they weren't there.
Well, it was sort of like, are they flying fucking through the clouds?
Maybe. Maybe they fly fuck so that the kid doesn't see them and then they come back down.
Love it so much. Now that is something out of True Blood.
Yeah.
And then we fly fucked.
So they're like...
The ritual.
Yes. You know, they bring... Michael,
come with us, Michael.
Come with us.
Michael.
My voice didn't do it. Can't even, Charlie. Why can't I get it?
Charlie. We're in a bridge,
Charlie. Can't even. Anyway, no, they weren't in a bridge. They were in a tree.
It's
and it was
a magical Leopardon,
Charlie.
It has spoken. It has told us the way.
It didn't say anything.
That video got me through college.
Oh my God.
Legitimately.
Oh my God. But anyway, so yeah, they're in this tree and they're watching this weird. I guess they were surf Nazis, according to the.
So
credits?
in the credits, it's like surf Nazi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the only thing I can surmise is these were the surf Nazis because it was the only sort of grouping of people.
Michael, over here. Initiation's over, Michael. It's time to join the club.
And it wasn't like the vampires were called surf Nazis.
No, but then after they killed them in the bonfire, that's when the surfboards show up in the cave.
Oh. So they stole their surfboards?
Real subtle storytelling. Surfing vampires? Yes.
Yes.
Night surfing.
Night surfing. Maybe they surfed while flying. They like surfed on the boards like a witch on a broom, but it was like on a surfboard.
I like that.
This is where they brutally massacre and eat all of it. I mean, this was pretty graphic. This was probably the most graphic.
Most graphic. They're like ripping limbs and throwing them into the
Yeah.
bonfire. It was like part horrifying massacre, part Whitesnake music video.
Yes.
all the hair.
I would have liked him to be a little bit more horrified in the tree, but I guess
think
he was fighting his inner half vampire urge to
he was
join
like,
in.
I would like to eat those. Oh no. Like his morality of being horrified was being eclipsed by his hunger.
Yeah.
Resistance to
Ooh, hunger.
Ooh, hunger.
Hunger.
See how love flies out that door.
See how love flies out that door. Ah!
I love that came out of nowhere in my mind and that you fully followed me there.
I listen to that soundtrack a lot.
Yeah, it's great.
Like a lot.
But he doesn't kill them.
No,
And so
but
he
this is
doesn't
when we
become a
get
full
the
vampire.
Phantom.
Oh. Yeah.
And this is when I discovered that Joel Schumacher directed the 2004 Phantom of the Opera film? I gotta rewatch it.
We really should. I remember seeing that in theaters.
Me too.
With friends.
Yep.
I remember not really knowing what I had witnessed.
No.
But kind of liking it.
I remember being like, this is very bad, but I'm enjoying myself? Like, I was like, this is in no way good. And I don't even have a big, like, love for Phantom. Like, it's not precious to me, but I remember, like, having simultaneously being like, this is bad.
Yes.
I'm having a great time.
And now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe we should go back.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Because
I remember
yikes.
having a lot of opinions about Rolf's sideburns and their length, and Gerard Butler can't sing.
Right.
Those are things I remember.
I really don't remember a whole lot.
And it was my introduction to Emmy Rossum. Well, in this movie, you don't care because you didn't watch Buffy, this movie coined the phrase vamp out.
Oh.
If you're going to vamp out on me, I won't hesitate to kill you. And then Buffy took that.
Interesting, fun. And they like go through the lair, and then
Right.
they find them.
They form a plan. They're
Okay.
going to creep down to their cavern in the daytime.
Yep, while they're weaker and asleep. Kill the main one.
But they don't know who it is.
No.
This was all really creepy. This gave me Salem's Lot vibes, which is the Stephen King book that was subsequently turned into multiple miniseries. I
think it's just miniseries.
For some reason, just the look of this and the sort of broken wood, cold, cavernous, something about it was giving me Salem's Lot vibes. But anyway, they find them all in, hanging like bats, like upside down, and their horrible wigs are like
Oh my god. Oh my
hanging
god.
up. Oh, it was
my god.
good.
Yeah.
It made me laugh.
Yeah.
And then they kill Alex Winter and ruin that poor coat. That beautiful. I'm telling you, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Somebody spent a lot of time and care on that.
Sure. But they murder him and he turns into cold glitter. Now, is this because he was so fabulous? Because later on he says...
I love that!
Well, because he's like, later on he goes like, every vampire will die a different way or whatever, right? Which is true in this film. They all die a different way.
Andrew, I love that so much. I don't think it's true, but I love it so much.
He was just too fabulous.
He was so fabulous.
He was, all that glitters is gold.
Yes, that's what happened.
Good.
It's in the IMDb trivia. Somebody changed the IMDb trivia so it says that.
Yes.
Please. We didn't talk about Grandpa's car.
Oh no!
Which was really creeping me out because I just read Christine.
Is
Listen to this baby purr.
Oh.
It's like that era of car.
Sure,
It didn't look exactly like the car, but it was like that era of like 50s,
Right.
Gotta let it warm up a little. You hear that sound? Just like a baby pussycat.
So it's okay, we borrow your car, Grandpa? Thanks, bye! They drive off to go save them. So anyway, they're escaping from the lair.
Yeah.
And Corey Haim has to drive because everyone's...
Oh, right. Michael's to sleep and whatever.
He accidentally reverses.
Yeah, and they almost break the flag.
And they do this, the way it's shot is so funny. It's like, they pan out really fast. Oh, it was a cliff. And then like a delayed reaction, Corey Feldman just goes, Christ!
Yo, that's right!
Christ!
Well, and then you picked this up, that extra in the background.
Oh my god, this was so weird.
So they're forming Plan B. Okay, they're coming for us tonight. We only have 2.5 hours. We have to figure out, get holy water, get all this stuff. And they're like, this is when it was really Goonies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ragtag about-
Yeah.
But yes, they're going down the street and there's this shirtless man next to his car as an extra.
And then he just starts like,
oh no, I've been caught.
Ah,
and runs
yeah.
like as if he's been, caught doing something
being
wrong.
a vampire or something. It was weird.
He's like, oh no, I'm a vampire. Oh no, it's the daytime. My only guess is he didn't know, they were filming and maybe he didn't know And he was like, I'm shirtless.
Perhaps.
It seemed like he just had real, like, it was like real fear.
Or like real bad diarrhea. I don't know. All of a sudden it was just like, gotta go.
It was a real urgency. Whatever it was, there was a real urgency.
Commercial that used it was like, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, or something.
Gotta go right now.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh no, I have overactive bladder or something. That was the jingle, yeah.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go.
Now, what do we think? I was thinking about this. Who decided to change Laddie, little Sgt. Pepper kid? Because, I mean, it's obviously a reference to, I think, to Kirsten Dunst in An Interview with the Vampire. Because I think that book had already come out. I don't think the movie had come out. And maybe this is sort of like a vampire lore tradition in other things too, but like they convert like a small child and then as kind of like a fucked up joke. And then it's like, oh, but like they can't eat, like, oh no.
Right, they're gonna be a 6-year-old kid
like,
for 100 years.
Really in Arrested Development, like, oh no, this is really bad.
Sure.
So I wonder Edward Herrmann wouldn't really have a...
We don't get too much
for that.
insight into his ambitions.
Right.
You know, it's like, how is he deciding who to convert?
He's just acquiring lost boys.
I guess. So then who converted Star?
I mean, I'm assuming Kiefer Sutherland, but...
Or he did as a way to lure in...
Now, is Edward Herrmann... No. I was going to say, is Edward Herrmann the only one that convert them?
No, because
that must have been Edward Herrmann's blood in the wine bottle.
Yes.
Because he's
so maybe
the head
he
vampire.
is. Maybe he's like, here, you can convert so-and-so.
Maybe. I did love that. So Corey Haim is all scared, you know, everything's been going crazy, the vampires are real, blah, blah, blah. And he keeps saying throughout the whole movie, I don't like horror comics.
Right.
I don't like them. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't like that. And he goes into his mom's room and is like, Mom,
I know.
can I sleep with you tonight? It was a real scary comic that I read. And oh, sure, honey. Like, he's so great.
So great.
With the garlic around his neck and everything.
Oh, yeah. Did you have pizza?
Oh!
No. You reek of garlic. So stupid.
But then, so they're prepping for the vampires to come. You know, they're booby-trapping the house. It becomes Home Alone.
Oh my God, yes.
And Home Alone with vampires.
I mean, but like, so fun.
So fun. And this sleepaway camp size bag of garlic. That I mean, it looked like it was the only thing that was in the corn pot. It was just like, this is absurd. It was not even like potato sack sized.
No.
It was absurd.
Where did they get it?
On 2 hours notice.
Right? They just...
Crushing all the garlic. The big fight scene at the end. The Frog Brothers are fighting the vampire. Oh my God, we gotta get him. Trying to throw him into the holy water bathtub.
Right.
And Nanook just comes out of nowhere. It's like, ah! Nanook is really their MVP.
Oh, yes. Yes, so we have the first vampire death is the holy water tub.
Boiled alive. And then it starts like spewing glitter blood out of all of the faucets.
All of the faucets. Was
even
it glitter blood? It
downstairs.
just seemed like blood this time.
It was less glittery. I mean, when they get out of the cave, it
just
looked like they've been to a club.
That's what I'm telling you, because he's so fabulous.
It's like body glitter.
Yeah, so that was the first death.
Yes.
And then Michael...
Well, no, then the arrow. Death by heavy metal.
Yes! Oh my God, this is so great! He shoots him with the arrow, and then it electrocutes him.
And it's like,
and I was like, oh, talk about death metal.
Death by stereo.
I thought talking about death metal was better. But, you know, it's cool. I wasn't consulted as a writer because I wasn't born yet. Could you imagine a little 3-month-old Andrew just being like, I have notes.
But I have notes. I can. And all this is happening, and we cut back to Edward Herrmann's house, and it's like really yuppie, like neon light. Remember there was like, his house was just
we didn't even talk about his house and the dog attack.
The dog attack, which was terrifying. That was probably the scariest part of the movie.
Sure. About her fabulous glasses.
Oh my God, yes. And Corey Haim's glasses were cute too.
Yes, they were.
But it looks like he's living in like Miami Vice. Like it was like so yuppie 80s. And they're just having like a boring dinner. Yeah, I didn't see it for them.
No. I mean, that was the point, I think.
But she was trying to get out there. She was trying to...
Sure.
Get out there. Make some friends. Not get turned into a mother vampire. Still, this is my favorite shot in the whole movie. Corey Haim and Jason Patrick are on the floor. Oh, and all the lights have gone out. And Corey Haim's using like a standing lamp, and he's looking, and there's like a spotlight. And then there's Kiefer Sutherland in the corner like a bat, just like... And it's really creepy the way that it's shot. It's great. It's my favorite shot in the movie. But then Jason Patrick and him fighting. It's just a gallery of antlers.
This creepy, weird wall of antlers.
I mean, and Kiefer Sutherland gets impaled by these antlers
Yeah.
that aren't wood.
No, they're animal. They are antlers. But so, and then they're like, but it didn't work. We're still vampire.
I still feel it.
Yeah. And that's because they're like, oh, we were right the whole time, but how?
And then Edward Herrmann, ha ha!
Oh my god, right? Oh my god, this like Emperor Palpatine moment.
He was Palpatining.
Absolutely.
So Edward Herrmann is like holding Corey Haim, like, oh, I'm gonna, change your son. Come be my Wendy. I mean, he doesn't say Wendy, but like, come be the mother of my lost boys that are all dead. Come, Diane Wiest, yes. And she's like, oh, what do I do? And she's gonna go with him to save her son because she's a great mom. And then we hear Grandpa's horn.
Oh, that's right.
Mom, no! Mom!
And then he just drives through his house.
I mean, it was already pretty fucked.
Well, sure, I guess that's how he knew. He was like, oh, shit's going down at my house. But also, he seemed to have just known the whole time. Because he was like, I noticed there's like, oh, he's sharpening a wooden stake.
Yeah.
As like a fence pole, but it's like a sharpened wooden stake. And then,
he drives through his own house and then a bunch of sort of, maybe it's the stake he was...
It was like the wooden...
fence post.
Yes.
Just plunges through Edward Herrmann.
And he goes in the fireplace and explodes into a giant flame.
He
That somehow doesn't burn down the house.
It was very cartoonish. It was like a fireball, like... But then I think one of the best ending lines in a movie, I mean, it's so good and it's kind of the only way to end it. I heard that originally wasn't going to end on a joke. But it's just so perfect. It's like the only problem with living in Santa Carla.
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
Too many damn vampires! And he's just gonna drink his root beer.
Oh yeah, that's right! Don't touch my root beer.
My double stuffed Oreos.
We were talking about this with Tremors, where it's like ending it with a little bit of that jokey, like it helps take the edge off. It lets you relax.
Yes.
And I think that this is fun. It makes it more fun.
Exactly.
And more of a comedy, teen, fun, Goonies vampire edition than like, ooh, creepy, spooky, isn't that sad? And then they all died,
Right.
It helps.
And now we have to call the police, and we have numerous bodies that have been boiled or stabbed.
Yeah.
And we have a missing child on our hands that's been missing for who knows how long.
Like that police report,
But when you end it on a joke that works, you're like,
silly.
It's great.
But then I was also like, but who are the other vampires? Was it just these 5? And he's like, oh, because he wouldn't say that if he was like...
I mean, there might have been more lost boys that moved on, and now they're not...
Or like gangs, maybe there's gangs of vampires?
But it was only if you're a half vampire, killing the head vampire makes you not a vampire.
Right.
If you were a full vampire, you're still a vampire.
Totally.
So...
There's more out there.
Yeah, I think there are. I feel like there may be like a direct-to-video sequel to this that I haven't seen,
boy.
but I feel like it exists, and probably that Corey Feldman's in it.
How do we feel about like a Gangs of Santa Carla movie where it's just like these different rival vampire gangs?
Is it in the 80s?
Sure.
Is Tim Capello there playing sweaty, oily, sexy sax?
I don't think so because I think we've aged out of that, but we could have someone else.
Okay.
Ricky Martin. But this is fun. I like this movie a lot.
It's one of my favorite vampire movies, 80s movies. It's got so much going for it. It's just like so much fun. I feel like the theme of this year's Shocktober is fun horror movies.
Yes, campy fun.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go, gotta go.